Dear viewers, Namaste. We welcome you to Brics TV Bharat, your premier destination for insightful news, engaging programs, and in-depth coverage of the Brics nations. The All India Debt and Investment Survey is a critical source for understanding the dynamics of wealth distribution across various socio-economic groups in India. The survey, conducted periodically, offers comprehensive data on asset accumulation patterns, liability levels, and net asset positions of households across different wealth brackets. The insights derived from AIDIS are instrumental in assessing the shifts in wealth inequality, enabling policymakers and economists to gauge the nation's economic health and capital distribution. Dear viewers, in continuation of our insightful discussion on economic disparity from last week, we are honored to have our esteemed and panel guest, Sri C.A.K.S. Ramprasad, with us once again. His thought-provoking insights have greatly enriched our understandings of the subject. Today, Sri C.A.K.S. Ramprasad will dwell into the All India Debt and Investment Survey, providing us with valuable analysis and perspectives. Let us extend a warm welcome to Sri C.A.K.S. Ramprasad. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
We are honored to have you as a part of our journey. Kindly share your views on today's topic.
Sure. The World Inequality Database, while incorporating historical data from the All India Debt and Investment Survey up to its most recent round, offers a foundational perspective on the evolving patterns of wealth distribution in India. The analysis leverages the rich data sets provided by AIDIS to track the evolution of wealth distribution over recent years, focusing on the net asset trends across deciles. By examining gross and net assets, the study aims to uncover underlying trends in wealth accumulation, debt levels, and asset ownership that influence economic stability and growth. Furthermore, the data facilitates a deeper understanding of how macroeconomic policies and market forces impact various demographic segments, providing a nuanced view of economic disparities and progress in wealth equality in India.
In this regard, kindly enlighten us with your expertise and insights. How does All India Debt and Investment Survey data complement the World Inequality Database analysis?
Surely. The AIDIS data complements WID by presenting asset growth rates by decile group, highlighting trends in wealth accumulation in recent years, while WID provides a long-term perspective on wealth inequality. AIDIS offers specific insights into the asset distribution and growth rates across different wealth brackets from 2014 to 2019, illustrating growth and disparities among various socio-economic groups.
Nice, sir. Based on our initial discussion today, what does the AIDIS report illustrate?
The All India Debt and Investment Survey report plays a crucial role in visualizing the economic dynamics within India by depicting the inflation-adjusted annualized growth rates of net assets across the wealth distribution. Net assets are the total value of a household's assets like real estate, investment, and personal property, minus any liabilities or debts they owe. The AIDIS report illustrates the inflation-adjusted annualized growth rates of net assets across the decile spectrum of asset distribution. It shows that all deciles except for the wealthiest experienced positive growth in net assets, with growth rates ranging from 2% to 8%. This figure illustrates how different population segments organized into deciles, each representing 10% of the population sorted by asset levels, have experienced changes in their wealth over time. Specifically, it tracks the growth or shrinkage in the net value of their assets, adjusted to remove the effects of inflation, thus providing a real-term growth figure that reflects true increases or decreases in wealth rather than nominal changes that could be distorted by inflation. From this visualization, stakeholders and policymakers can observe the numerical growth rates and the distribution of the growth across different socio-economic groups. The figure highlights that except for the wealthiest decile, all other groups have seen positive growth in their net assets. This data is instrumental in understanding the breadth and the depth of economic changes and can assess the effectiveness of economic policies, understand economic mobility, and plan for future interventions to address disparities. The distinction between the growth experiences of the wealthiest decile and other groups is particularly noteworthy as it points to a potential narrowing of wealth inequality, at least in the middle and lower segments of the wealth distribution. This detailed breakdown by deciles allows for a nuanced analysis of wealth accumulation trends, showing which population segments benefit from the current economic environment and which do not. Such insights are essential for crafting targeted economic policies fostering equitable growth.
Nice, sir. In summary, sir, the All India Debt and Investment Survey reports visualizes the inflation adjusted annual growth rates of net assets across various wealth deciles. Experience positive growth rates between 2 to 8%. This data aids stakeholders in undertaking economic dynamics, assessing policy effectiveness, and planning intervention to address wealth disparities. While decile group recorded the most substantial asset growth rates according to the AIDS data. What do you say about this?
Yeah. The All India Debt and Investment Survey data regarding the asset growth rates across different economic strata, specifically highlighting the substantial asset growth experienced by lowest 10 to 20% decile group. This group, particular population segment, represents households among the least wealthy, typically characterized by lower income and asset levels. According to the AIDS data, this lowest 10 to 20% decile recorded the highest growth rates in net assets, indicating that this segment has seen a significant increase in their wealth relative to the other groups, which is an important finding as it suggests an upward trend in wealth accumulation among the economically disadvantaged, which can be indicative of positive development such as improved economic policies, better access to financial resources, or increased economic opportunities for the lower income households. The net assets calculated by this subtracting liabilities from the gross assets reflect a more accurate picture of a household's economic position. This group's notable increase in net assets implies an accumulation of assets and potentially a reduction in liabilities or a combination of both, contributing to their improved financial stability. This observation is crucial for understanding the dynamics of wealth distribution and economic mobility within the country. It provides evidence that economic gains are not exclusively confined to the wealthier segments of society, but also reach those at the lower end of the economic spectrum, which can have significant implications for social policies and initiatives to reduce poverty and improve economic inclusion. The significant growth in assets among the poorest decile may also be a sign that economic reforms or interventions aimed at boosting financial inclusion, such as access to credit, affordable housing, and social welfare programs, are having a tangible impact on the financial health of these households. Such trends are essential for policymakers, economists, and social planners as they design and implement strategies to foster equitable economic growth and reduce wealth disparities.
Very nice, sir. The AIDS reveals substantial asset growth in the lowest 10 to 20% decile, indicating significant wealth accumulation among economically disadvantaged households. Further, suggesting positive impacts of economic policies and improved financial access and highlighting crucial trends in economic mobility and inclusive growth for policymakers sounds robust. Sir, what are the implications of the methodologies used by WID in analyzing wealth trends using AIDS data?
Sure. The methodologies used by the World Inequality Databases to analyze wealth trends using the All India Debt and Investment Survey data, focusing on the implications of these approaches. WID utilizes the AIDS data to estimate the value of agricultural land held by households in 2012 and then extends these estimates to 2013 to 2020. This extension is based on the assumption that the share of agricultural land in national income remains constant at 2012 levels, as outlined in the work by Bowles, etc., 2021. This methodology allows WID to project long-term trends in wealth distribution, particularly concerning the agricultural sector, which is a significant component of wealth for many households in India. However, this method also presents some challenges and implications. Extrapolation limitations. The assumption that the proportion of agricultural land in national income remains constant may not hold over time due to factors like urbanization, changes in agricultural practices, or shifts in economic policy. This assumption could lead to inaccuracies in the projected wealth trends, potentially overstating or understating the real changes in the value of agricultural assets. Temporal scope. By focusing on long-term trends based on data initially collected in 2012, the WID may not capture more recent shifts in the economic landscape or changes in wealth distribution that have occurred due to recent economic reforms, technological advancements, or crises like pandemics. Incorporation of recent data. The reliance on older data without integrating more recent rounds from AIDIS limits the responsiveness of the WID analysis to current economic conditions, which is particularly relevant in a rapidly developing economy like India, where economic conditions can change significantly within a short period. Implications for policymaking. Policymakers relying on WID's analysis for crafting economic policies might find the data less useful for making immediate decisions or responding to recent economic challenges. The extrapolated data might better understand long-term trends rather than short-term economic planning or intervention. In light of these considerations, the anticipated updates to WID, which are expected to incorporate newer data from AIDIS, could provide a more accurate and timelier picture of wealth dynamics, which would enhance the utility of WID for policymakers, researchers, and other stakeholders interested in the nuanced aspects of wealth distribution and economic inequality in India. Such updates would help ensure that economic policies are based on the most current and relevant data, facilitating more effective interventions for equitable economic growth.
Thank you, sir. Dear viewers, we found from the survey that the WID uses the AIDIS data to project wealth trends, assuming a constant share of agricultural land in national income, which may lead to inaccuracies due to economic changes. Incorporating newer data would provide a more accurate analysis, aiding in effective policy making. Well, sir, what challenges highlight 2022 in interpreting AID's data?
Okay. The challenges highlighted by the All India Debt and Investment Survey 2022 in interpreting data from specifically focusing on potential issues related to underreporting and undersampling of affluent groups. This insight raised concerns about the accuracy and completeness of wealth data captured in the AIDIS, especially at the upper end of the wealth distribution. Underreporting and undersampling issues. Some people point out that AIDIS data might not fully capture the wealth of the richest segments of the population. Underreporting occurs when respondents do not fully disclose their assets or income due to privacy concerns, fear of taxation, or simply the complexity of accurately valuing diverse and extensive portfolios. On the other hand, undersampling refers to the insufficient inclusion of high wealth individuals in the survey samples, which can happen because such individuals are fewer in number, making them statistically less likely to be included in random samples, or because they may opt out of or be inaccessible for survey efforts due to their social economic status. Impact on data interpretation. These issues complicate the interpretation of AIDIS results, as failing to measure the wealth at the top accurately can lead to an underestimation of wealth inequality. If the richest are richer than reported and their wealth grows faster than captured in the survey, the overall picture of wealth distribution and inequality becomes skewed. This misrepresentation can lead to a misunderstanding of the economic climate, specifically underestimating the concentration of wealth and the resultant socio-economic implications. Supplementary AIDS data. The analysis addresses these gaps by supplementing AIDS data with information from rich lists and other sources that track high net worth individuals. This approach provides a more comprehensive view of the wealth at the top, which is critical for assessing true wealth disparities. Their findings suggest a significant 16% increase in wealth concentration within the top 0.001 percentile of the population, contrasting with the negative growth observed for the wealthiest based on AIDS data alone. Broader implications. Underreporting and undersampling of the rich in surveys like AIDS can lead to underestimation of wealth inequality, which has profound implications on policy making and economic analysis, as policies designed to address wealth disparities require accurate data to be effective. Understanding the full extent of wealth concentration at the top is crucial for formulating targeted interventions to redistribute wealth or addressing the economic power of such concentration. In summary, the insights provided by people underscore the need for careful consideration of data sources and methodologies when analyzing wealth distribution. Enhancing survey techniques, incorporating additional data sources, and continuously updating methods are essential to ensure that economic assessments accurately reflect the reality of wealth distribution across all segments of society.
Great, sir. The AIDS 2022 faces challenges in accurately capturing wealth data due to underreporting and undersampling of affluent groups, leading to potential underestimation of wealth inequality. Supplementing AIDS data with information from rich list provides a more accurate picture, revealing significant wealth concentration among top 0.001% and underscoring the need for improved data collecting methods for effective policy making. A concluding message of today's session is that the AIDS data provides crucial insights into wealth distribution, highlighting significant asset growth among lower income groups. However, incorporating newer data and addressing underreported and undersampling challenges is essential for accurate analysis and effective policy making to address wealth inequality. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
For sharing your precious time with our viewers despite your busy schedule. Dear viewers, join our community by participating in discussions, following your favorite shows, and staying updated with the latest news and events from BRICS nations. Namaste.